I am Shin-Dong-min, General Director of the Shinhan Bank Vietnam, and the representative mentor of the Shinhan Futures Lab. This is my great pleasure to welcome Mr. Andreas and also thanks to Bitcoin Saigon for cooperating with us for this event. Firstly, I would like to talk about why Shinhan Futures Lab is glad to host such interesting event like today. Shinhan Futures Lab is a corporate social responsibility activities to support the fintech ecosystem established by Shinhan Financial Group, the largest financial institution in Korea. With 12 leading companies in the market, such as Shinhan Banks, Shinhan Card, Shinhan Investment Corporation, and Shinhan Life Insurance, etc. We are all trying to support for the fintech startup via Futures Lab mentoring program, working space, demo day, and our global network in 20 countries around the globe. In Vietnam, Shinhan has been operating for 24 years. Until now, we are leading foreign banks in terms of network with 18 branches in 8 cities and provinces across Vietnam and over 1,000 employees. Through Shinhan's extensive network and long-term experience, the Vietnam fintech startups not only can extend their business locally, but also can operate with our global network, especially in Korean market. We strongly believe that Vietnamese startup can discover the prospects and insights for the future through the Shinhan Futures Lab, and we can have the opportunity to meet global investor and business partner via demo day in Korea. By today's session from the Andreas, Shinhan Futures Lab hope that we and all of us here can have a deeper understanding about fintech ecosystem, especially Bitcoin and blockchain. Once again, it's such a great pleasure for Shinhan Futures Lab to host this event. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello everybody, thank you for coming tonight. I'm Dominic, one of the co-organizers of Bitcoin Saigon. We are a grassroots educational initiative founded in the fall of 2014. We have held couple of events with international speakers from the Bitcoin and blockchain ecosystem. The probably largest one was last year the Blockchain Asia conference, which we also co-organized with some of the local players here. And now I'm happy to basically hand over for the first event of the Year of the Golden Rooster to our first speaker this year, Andreas M. Antonopoulos.
Hi everyone, welcome. This is an amazing turnout. I would like to thank our guests here, Shinhan Futures Lab, General Director of Shin, for inviting us and hosting this evening. Very excited to have a packed event. This is probably one of the biggest Bitcoin meetups that you've had in a while, so very excited to have that. So, welcome everyone. Let's start with some basics. How many people here have heard of Bitcoin before? All right, almost everyone. Great. And here comes the more difficult question, level 2. How many people have Bitcoin? Dominic, you've been doing a good job. Excellent. Now, the people who don't yet have Bitcoin, there are quite a few people in this room. So if you ever wanted to have some Bitcoin, to have the experience, to see how a transaction works, this is probably the largest concentration of people with Bitcoin you will meet for a very long time. Find someone here. I will be happy to give you a small sample, help you set up a wallet. If not me, find someone else here who has Bitcoin. I'm sure they'll be happy to share. One or two. $1 or $2. $1 or $2,000. Not 1 or 2 Bitcoin. Nobody will do that anymore. It's worth too much. So, and how many of you are completely new to Bitcoin? Have heard very little or are new to this event? Okay, just a few people here who are brand new. Very good, very good. Excellent. So I wanted to talk a bit about what Bitcoin is, why it's exciting, why I'm excited about it, and why I travel around the world trying to share this excitement with other people. Now, if no one in the room had ever heard of Bitcoin, I would still be excited about Bitcoin. I would still be telling people about Bitcoin. If you go to dinner with me or invite me to your home, if I go out with some friends, I'm the person who won't stop talking about Bitcoin. Some of the people in this community are laughing because they know what that's like. They are that person among their friends. Why is it that so many people are enthusiastic about this? If you look at it, some of you might think, well, it's just some kind of financial product. Financial products shouldn't be that exciting. What's the big deal, right? It's kind of like PayPal, only weird. So why is everybody excited over something that's kind of like PayPal, only weird? And the reason is because it's nothing like PayPal. And that's where it all starts. What's really exciting about Bitcoin is that it represents something unique and something new. My background is in technology. I'm a computer scientist by training. And the very first time I heard about Bitcoin, I dismissed it completely. I read an article about it, and I thought, okay, nerd money used for gambling, not interested. And I just ignored it completely. And 6 months later, I read the original white paper written by Satoshi Nakamoto that explains how Bitcoin works. And my opinion changed completely, because I understood that this was not just a system of finance. This was a fundamental technology, a technology of trust, a technology that can create something much bigger than just a system of money. When you first come across Bitcoin and you think it's like PayPal, you might think it's money for the internet. But once you start reading and understanding what Bitcoin is, you realize it's something much, much bigger. I like to call it the Internet of Money. It is like the internet, a global foundational infrastructure, a system of trust that can be used by anyone worldwide. And it changes fundamentally the way we do money. Bitcoin is the missing piece on the internet. It's the thing that for 20 years we've been missing on the internet, the ability to do money just like you can do a song, just like you can do an email, just like you can do a text or a tweet. Worldwide, near instantaneous, removing all barriers, marginal cost near zero, removing all intermediaries and controls, and opening up money to the world, just like the internet. That's the fundamental concept that has me excited. Not money for the internet, but the platform, the Internet of Money. That's what I named my book, The Internet of Money. This was published in September. It's really a diary of my journey. It's a collection of 11 talks from 2013 to 2016 that explain why Bitcoin is exciting. We'll be giving out 4 copies today for free. If you see Robert going around with a little basket that, in my eyes, looks like the Easter Bunny basket, you put your business card in there, and the Easter Bunny might give you an orange book. So the Internet of Money, Bitcoin as a platform, what does it mean? It means that almost all the systems of money we know and understand today are based on debt through intermediaries. And Bitcoin isn't debt through intermediaries. Bitcoin is everything that's great about cash, only you can email it across the planet. Cash has no intermediaries. If I give you cash, you don't need to know who I am, right? You can hand cash to someone, they don't need to know who you are. You don't need to know who they are. Nobody tracks that transaction. There is no transaction fee for that transaction. There is no limitation. You don't need to open an account to have cash. You don't need to provide identity to have cash. It's fast, it's personal, it's peer-to-peer, person-to-person, and it has no intermediaries. It's direct from person to person. The only problem with cash is that it only works within one country. Unless you're really lucky and you're an American, in which case it works within 5 or 10 countries, 20 if you go to a black market, right? But for the most part, cash only works within one country. And when you get to changing it, then the fees and the intermediaries and all of the other problems start up again. And the other problem with cash is that you have to be there to give it to someone. And we now live a world where we are connected globally. So what if you could email cash instantly anywhere in the world and it was recognized by anyone in the world, and it didn't require an account, and it didn't require identification, and it didn't require an intermediary or a bank. It was simply the instantaneous transfer of value across the internet. That's what Bitcoin is. And the reason it's interesting is because the difficult problem with doing that on the internet is not the value, it's the trust. Transmitting value across the internet is easy. I ask a bank that trusts another bank to transmit the value, and they can transmit the value. We can already do that. Money is already digital. But I can't do that anonymously to a person and tip someone 5,000 miles away, just like I would give 20,000 dong to the person who parked my scooter. I can't do that across the internet. But now I can with Bitcoin. Because what it solves is not the transmission of value. What it solves is the ability to transmit value without any trust from either party and with no intermediaries, where the value is encoded in the digital form itself, and that value cannot be forged, cannot be censored, cannot be removed, where that value is instantly recognizable by any device, where a person in sub-Saharan Africa with a Nokia 3000 phone, you know the Nokia 3000 phone? Most people don't know this. That little plastic gray device, right? That one? More than 2 billion of them have been built. It is the most manufactured consumer piece of equipment on the planet. That little gray plastic chocolate bar. Imagine what happens when that is a bank. When it gives you access and the ability to send and receive money instantaneously across borders anywhere in the world. Where a peasant in Kenya can get a loan from an investor in Japan without a bank. When they can get paid for writing software. Someone here in this Futures Lab can write software for a company halfway around the world and get paid. And not just get paid a monthly salary, but get paid by the minute, instantaneously, across thousands of miles. These things are now becoming possible with Bitcoin. The platform itself is still in the very early stages. It's like email was. in the early 90s. It's slow, it's not particularly efficient, and if everybody started using it tomorrow, it wouldn't work. Just like email in the early 90s. But the core technology, this foundation of trust, can be built upon. And more protocols are being built on top of Bitcoin. A giant open source community with hundreds of volunteers are creating software. What they received in 2009 as a gift from Satoshi Nakamoto was programmable money for the first time in human history. Money that can be programmed by anyone. A 12-year-old in Bangalore can program a bank in their spare time, and the only thing they need to know is how to program. They don't need a license, they don't need a fortune, they don't need a name. They can just write software for money. And that's going to change the world. They don't need to ask anybody's permission to create a new financial institution. They don't need to ask for anyone's permission to connect that financial institution with everyone in the world and make it accessible. Now, many of you are probably thinking, that sounds like a terrible idea. Do I want to be using a financial institution created by a 12-year-old in Bangalore who I don't know? Probably not. Probably not. But some of those ideas are going to change the world. Some of those startups are going to change the world. And the world of finance is never going to be the same, because for the first time ever, anyone in the world can do these things instantaneously, just like with the internet. Look at what happened to the music industry, the TV industry, the newspaper industry. Look at what happened to all those industries when software decided to do their job. And that's what's going to happen to the banking industry. It won't go away. The music industry is still here. Artists are more successful than they ever were. The newspaper industry is still here. The media industry is still here. The TV industry is still here. They're just transformed. They aren't recognizable. They represent open fields for global opportunity. And that's going to happen in finance as well. Bitcoin is an internet protocol. It's a system that allows computers to collaborate, and through competition, free market economics, and game theory, create a globally secure infrastructure. One that has been operating without pause since January 3rd, 2009. Every minute of every day for more than 7 years, Bitcoin ticks away. Every 10 minutes, a new block. Like a heartbeat. It just keeps ticking. It doesn't go down. It doesn't go to sleep. It doesn't close on Fridays. It doesn't close on President's Day, which happens to be today in the United States. The banks are closed. Bitcoin isn't. It trades 24 hours a day, anywhere in the globe, and anyone can use it. That can possibly change the world. That's what has me enthusiastic about this technology, is that it fundamentally changes how we think about money, what is money, and how it works. We live in a society where we are experiencing the fourth major form of money. Money printed on paper, or in some cases, polymer. What we are familiar with, the form of cash, and the digital money we have in banks, is the fourth iteration of money. Money has changed over the years. It used to be a time that if you tried to give someone paper and tell them it was money, they would laugh at you. If it wasn't gold, it wasn't money. And before gold, there were other forms of money too. Money is ancient technology. And it's time for money to change for the fifth time. Money is now not a form of paper, and it's not a debt obligation held against the central bank. And it's not something that belongs to a government, or has a flag, or is controlled by anyone. Money is now a protocol, a digital system of interaction, a language, a computer language, that anyone can use anywhere in the world. Thank you.